because you are going to learn with me how to make a horse out of bronze with Leonardo's story today. So you're so lucky for that. Okay, my girls, we talked before the story of Leonardo's horse, and today we are going to complete that magnificent story about this magnificent, creative person. So we said that Leonardo, he was ordinary person, or no, he was creative and
No. He was creative and
He was
smart
super
and everything.
creative.
creative, smart, and brilliant. Why? Because he has some inventions that nobody made in his time, and he was a person with very open-minded personality. He went outside and he tried to discover everything around him, and he was
Hi.
inventing things since he was a child and since he was in his teenagers time. He started also to write in reverse. يعني instead of left to right, he started to write from right to left. So, in order to read his writings, you have to put a mirror just to read it. So, this person was a brilliant person. He wasn't like any other person, he was special, unique, and smart. So, right now, he got so much famous for his inventions and for his writings, for his poetry, that the leader and the ruler of Florence, he asked him to make a horse out of a bronze. Why? To make him a gift for who? He will give this horse a gift for who?
For the I don't know.
The ruler of who? The ruler of Italy or Milan or who?
Milan.
Milan. So he wanted to put this horse as gift for the ruler of Milan because Milan was bigger than Florence, and the man of Florence, the ruler, he wanted to have friendship with the man of Milan and to make something big, big, big gift for him. But now Leonardo wanted to do the gift and he didn't know what to do. He said, "You, I can make this for you. I can make for you a card. I can make for you this or that. Or I can make for you a horse out of a bronze. And I can make it so big that you can put it on in front of the palace of Milan's governor. Would you like that?" He said, "Yeah, this is the best idea. خلاص يلا start with it." He said, "No, if you want me to start with it, I need a lot of bronze to do that because I have to melt the bronze and to put it on my status. So, do you have bronze?" He said, "Yeah, I have all the bronze in my country and in my city. I will bring it to you under your hands and you can start with that." Let's see if the horse worked with Leonardo and was it that big as he said or was it tiny? And is the governor of Milan would love that or no? And would he have enough bronze to do that in the first place? This is what we are going to learn in the second part of our story. Let's go together. Open your books, my girls. Just a minute. Open your books, my girls, on the page 368. So the page
I opened it.
368 in the reading book. And we are going to complete the story. Complete with Leonardo.
Leonardo was 30 years old now, handsome with curly blonde hair. The Duke gave him the job of working on the horse, but at the same time he was expected to take charge of entertainment in the palace. He had a beautiful singing voice. He could play musical instruments. He could juggle and ask riddles. And he was also asked to stage elaborate plays for special occasions. Whenever he had a chance, he went back to the horse. He visited the stables, studying how a horse was put together.
Okay, so Leonardo, obviously, as I told you, he's a very creative and smart young man. He wasn't only smart and creative in the matter of making some inventions or poetry. No, this person knows how to write, and this person knows how to play with juggles, and this person know how to entertain people with singing, making plays, acting. Why? Because this person has a very nice singing voice and he was working also with poetry. He made some several poems. So whenever he has the chance he will sing. So the Duke, he told him, "Okay, work in the horse, but in the meantime, I need you to come to my palace every once in a while and sing for me and play with me, just to entertain me." because at that time they don't have television, they don't have radio. So whenever they want people to entertain them, they will bring those people like poets, singers to the palace, and they will sing in front of other people. If you have a play, you want to play it, you will bring all the actors and you will play it in front of the palace and in front of the ministers and the governors. So he went there, and every once in a while he will just sing, he will just play with the juggles, he will ask riddles, he will just play with a musical instrument, sing with that. And when he have the time, he will go back to the horse, work on it. So you see how much talent he has until now. He knows about everything. And you know what? What I like about stories like this, that you can apply it in your real life. Like, you can see those people, that those people, they have open minded, they have creativity, they have inventions, they know how to write, they know how to sing, they know how to play music, they know how to play with juggles. He has different talents. So if you see personality like this, he can inspire you to be a person like this also. That if he can do that, you can do that, I can do that, everybody can do that. If we just work in ourselves in the right amount of work, and if we just know our talents, if we just practice every day for our talents, then you can be a poet, you can be a singer in the same time, you can be an actor, you can be an inventor, you can be a reader, a writer, whatever you like in the world. And not only one talent, you can have several talents like this person. So let's complete with Leonardo and see if he did it now or no. This is the sketch of the horse.
He needed to understand everything about his subject. He measured and drew pictures until he knew where all the bones and muscles of a horse were. But you couldn't show all the muscles on a statue, he said, or the horse would look like a bag of turnips. You should show only those muscles the horse was using or getting ready to use. He visited statues of horses. Many were shown in an amble, left front leg moving at the same time as the left back leg. This was not easy for a horse. He had to be taught to do it. Leonardo saw one horse, however, that he described as free, left front leg and right back leg moving together in a trot. Moreover, both ears were pointed forward. Some horses pointed one ear back to hear the rider's orders. Leonardo was ready to begin. But the Duke wasn't quite ready. He wanted a much bigger horse than the one he had originally planned. One 3 times larger than life. Could Leonardo manage anything that large? The Duke wondered. He wrote to Lorenzo, asking him to recommend someone who could do the job. Lorenzo replied, Leonardo da Vinci was the only one. On April 23, 1490, Leonardo wrote in his notebook, I resumed work on the horse. The hardest part would be the casting. He collected 58,000 pounds of metal, tin and copper, which would be heated until it was fluid. This would be turned into bronze and used to cast the horse. But should he pour the bronze all at once? No one had tried a single pouring of anything that large.
Mm. Okay, now this is the sketch that he drew for the horse. In order to draw this sketch, he has to be very specific with the details. So what he did, he went to stables to understand how is the shape of the horse, what is the muscles that they have when they move, what is the muscles that they move, and how is the shape of his face, his back, his muscles. He understood it and studied it all, and then tried and started to draw the sketches. He drew a picture like this. He wanted to make just a small horse and to put it on in front of the palace, just a small status. But the duke, the king, he said, no, you want to draw something small like this? I don't want this. I want something very big, like people can see it from distance. I want something that people talk about, not something small like this. Okay, I will ask Lorenzo. He back to Lorenzo and said, this Leonardo doesn't know how to make horse. Give me a person that really know how to make big, big, big horse. He said, Leonardo is the only one he can do that. Just to trust him and give him the job. Then Leonardo back again to his drawing, and he drew a big horse. And he said, okay, I can do that, but I need bronze, I need metals, I need some stuff to do this big horse that you need to make it last forever. He said, I will give you all the bronze and all the metal that you need and the copper that you need, just do it. And he said in his memories that memoirs, he said that I can do the horse, I can do the status, but the hardest job, the hardest thing is to pour all the bronze on the horse at the end. How should I do it? Should I do it part by part because the horse is so big? Or should I do it just pour it at once, all of it? And if I pour it at once, maybe it will be wasted in the ground. So I have to be careful how to do that. He was wondering about it, and it was a very hard thing to do for a single man. But Leonardo has the head and the brain to do that. Flip the page and let's go for the next page and see what happened with the horse. You see, I can see a leg right here. And did it work? Let's see.
In November 1493, he had completed the clay model, 24 feet high. It was shown off at one of the Duke's special occasions, and it was a sensation.
A sensation, it means something like all the people talk about, like something famous spread among people. So now this is Leonardo, and he has his very big horse that the Duke asked for. But until now, he didn't put the bronze on it. It's just first, a first glance of that status, and he made it of clay. He made it of clay and mud and stuff like that. Yani, which means that if you come near of the horse and try to scratch it with your hand or with something sharp, then this horse will be scratched because it's not covered with the bronze and with the metal yet. Now he opened it for all the people in the audience to see it, and this is the Duke, and how he was amazed by this work. He said, "No way! You made it like a real horse with all the muscles, and everything is good. You see all the people opening their mouth? This is real. This is just a drawing for how people were amazed of that day." And he made it only in just 1 year or 2 years. Now the time of the casting and to cover it with metal. Would it work?
But Leonardo seemed to be in no hurry to start casting. Perhaps he wasn't sure how he'd do it. Besides, he was planning a new project. Later, in 1498, there were rumors that the French were preparing to invade Milan, and the Duke wanted to be ready. And there was all the metal that Leonardo had collected, just what the Duke needed. So he sent it off to be made into cannon. Well, this is war, Leonardo reasoned. What else could they do? When the French came in 1499, Leonardo and the Duke fled. But the horse couldn't leave. There he was when the French arrived. The archers laughed. Never would they find as perfect a target, they said. Pulling back the strings on their bows, they let their arrows fly. Ping, ping, ping. The horse sagged. Ping. Then it rained, and the horse became smaller and smaller. At last it was nothing but a pile of mud stuck with arrows.
Okay, this is the way how the horse ended up. Poor Leonardo. You see, from a big horse that everybody talked about, just to a head of horse and it drained out of, of water. Why? Because now the French came to Milan and came to Italy and wanted to invade Italy. Now, the Duke, he said, I need all the metal that we have to make a cannon, to make weapons, to defend ourselves. We can't stay like this and give you all the metal. So he took all the metal and the bronze and he made it out of cannons and of cannon and weapons. And Leonardo now he has nothing to pour on that to pour in that horse. And he was so sad because he has the pattern he has right now the shape of the horse. It's ready. He just need the bronze to put it on and خلاص it will be ready. Nobody can touch it or make it ruined. But the Duke said there is no time and we had to prepare ourselves. And Leonardo, the thing is, Leonardo he finished this project at 1493, correct? Just a minute. Let me show you this to be sure. You see, this thing that he showed for the king right here, the whole horse, he finished it at 1493. Halas? Now he didn't put the bronze. He has the bronze, he has the metal, he has everything, but he didn't pour it on the horse. Why? Maybe nobody knows. Until now, nobody knows. Some people know Some people say that maybe he didn't know how to do it aslan, how to do it, because this horse was so big, and the metal, when you melt the metal and the bronze, it will be burning, and nobody can touch it. And to hold it for that long place and to go up on the horse and to cover it, it's a very hard thing to do. How to do that? You need some equipment, you need maybe some vehicle just to carry that much of bronze and to put it over the horse from above. How to do that? So Leonardo didn't know how to complete it. He didn't know how to cover it. Some people say that. And some people say no, Leonardo knows everything, but he has another job and another project to work on, and he didn't have the time to cover the horse. Anyway, that horse was famous, and every people know about at that time. The news spreaded for whom? Spreaded for the French. French at that time, they were the enemies for the Italies. They didn't like Italies. So they wanted to invade Italy, to take it out from its governor. They went to invade Italy. When they want to invade it? At 1498. يعني after 5 years of that horse. 5 years, and Leonardo didn't cover the horse. 5 years and Leonardo didn't finish his work. 5 years Leonardo was waiting for what? Nobody knows. And the horse was there. Okay, it's made out of a clay, but how to make it complete? You didn't complete your job, you didn't complete your work. So the next year, now the Duke, he said, you took a long time. I need all of this metal to make a weapon because the French will come and to invade me. I have to defend myself and to defend my country. Give me the metals. So he brought all the metal again, he melted, and he made a big cannon to defend the country from the French army. And now, when the French army they invade Italy, they couldn't defend themselves so well. So now all Italy was burning. So the Duke of Italy, he ran away along with Leonardo and along with all the people, and he left Milan. When he left Milan, all the French soldiers they came inside and they found that horse. They say, "Wow, what a quiet horse! This is the horse that all the people talked about and say it's amazing." Then this is our target. Okay, let's point for it, guys. And all the people, archers, bring their bows and try to point at that horse, and they point to it all their darts. And bing, 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 they made it like this. They put all their darts in there, and now they ruined the whole face of the horse. And then after that, there was a big rain came, subhanallah, and washed away the whole horse and made it into not clay right now, it made it into mud. Then the house shrink, 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 shrink until it became only a head of a horse instead of a whole horse. So sad. So let's see if Leonardo would complete it after that and would make another one. Do you think he will make another one after this or no?
I think maybe. No.
No. Why? He will feel depressed, yani? He will feel depressed and sad that he wouldn't want to work again? Or what? Why he wouldn't do another one?
No, he will do another one. He will do another one.
Maybe. Because he still have the sketch, remember? He still have the sketch. Maybe he will do another one. Maybe. And it's out of clay. He didn't pay any money. It was only mud. Let's make another one, صح? So let's see. Leonardo would do that or no? Flip the page and let's complete the story. This is Leonardo.
Leonardo went back to inventing and painting, but he never forgot his horse. He still wanted to invent a flying machine, but he still couldn't do it. His greatest disappointment, however, was his horse. As Leonardo became older, his hair turned white and grew down to his shoulders. His beard reached his waist, and he became depressed. What had he achieved? He asked himself. He complained to his notebook. Tell me, he asked, if anything has been achieved by me. Tell me, tell me. It was especially hard when his rival, Michelangelo, taunted him. You, Michelangelo said, who made a model of a horse you could never cast in bronze, and which you gave up to your shame. In his notebook, Leonardo mourned, I have wasted my hours. On May 2nd, 1519, Leonardo da Vinci died. It was said that even on his deathbed, Leonardo wept for his horse.
This is the end of the story. So, did he make the horse again? Huh? What do you think now? You have the
No.
answer now. Huh? Did he make the horse again or no?
No.
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 Was actually his biggest disappointment that he faced in his life, that he couldn't make that horse again. Nobody gave him the resources or the money to make that horse again. Nobody trusted him again. Why? Because they said you spent 5 years waiting and you had the chance to make the biggest invention and the biggest achievement, but you wasted it from your hands. And now you want the money and you want to waste something else? No, we can't do that. So he was busy with other things right now. After the horse melted down with that rain, he felt so disappointment and he tried to forget about this to make himself busy with other things. He tried to invent something here and there, but nothing was big and nothing very achieve something in his heart like that horse. It was his biggest disappointment in life and he felt so sorry about it. When he grew up in age, he becomes so depressed that his whole hair became white, and he left himself depressed and sad that all his beard grow up to reach his waist. So his beard and his hair grow so big that he couldn't remember anything after that, and he couldn't work on anything after that because he was sad, so sad about this horse. In his memoir, in his books, he said about himself, what? Tell me, Da Vinci. Tell me, Leonardo. Tell me. What did I achieve in my life? I didn't achieve anything. I didn't finish that horse. It was his biggest disappointment, and he couldn't talk about it to anybody. He was dreaming about it the whole time. And what made it worse for him, at that time, there was another person. His name is Michelangelo. Michelangelo, just like Leonardo, he was inventor, he was a poet, he was a writer, and he was a person who was a drawer also. Michelangelo, his name. Okay, and he was the rival of Leonardo. What does it mean, rival, as we said? Rival is a person who compete with you. He tried to be better than you. So he's like a competitor to you. So Michelangelo was the rival for Leonardo da Vinci. When he know that Leonardo is sad about his horse, he said, "This is my chance. Let me make him more shame." So he bring for him a paper and he said, "Ah, you, Leonardo, who made a model of a horse you could never cast in bronze, and which you gave up to your shame," he said like this. And he sent that evil message for him. Imagine that you're so sad and somebody is saying this to you. Michelangelo was so mean. But you know what? At that time, they were rivaling with each other and competing with each other. So they felt like this is a part of competition. So it's fine to say this word to him. So he said to him that you are the one who wasted the major and the most important achievement that you could ever do in your life, which is doing that horse and to cast it with a bronze. Why did you stop? Why? And you gave up and you gave up to your shame, and now you are just shaming about yourself and desperate about yourself. And this make him even more sad. After that, at 1519, at this age, he was so old that he died at that time. Some people say before he died, he murmured the name of that horse, and he even still thinking about this horse even when he died and wept about it in his deathbed. And this is the story
How
of
do they know?
Leonardo's horse.
Miss, how do they know that in his deathbed he was still thinking about it? Or before he died?
This is a nice question because the people when they die, they don't die alone. They die when people with people around them. So the people around
Oh.
them will understand what you are saying. If you have a will, if you want to say something, they will be there and listen to you. So the people around him, they knew that he's so sad, and he always mentioned that. even in his memoirs and his own books. He wrote books about himself and about his inventions. In those books, he said to himself, "Tell me," he asked, "if anything has been achieved by me. Tell me, tell me." You see how depressed he is and how sad he is. He didn't see anything that he made in his life as an achievement. He saw himself like a loser, and when he wanted to die, he thought, "I'm a loser." Why? All of this because the sadness of that horse. Actually, Leonardo, when you come to his legacy and to his heredity that he left behind, he was nothing but a loser. He wasn't a loser, actually. He was very creative and very brilliant. Some people right now say about him that he is one of the most brilliant people that ever came to reality and ever came to earth. I will show you some of his inventions actually. Leonardo was a very, very big mind and a very intelligent person actually. Even his inventions was previous to his
Miss,
age and previous to his era that he lived in. And he created things that nobody knew about at that time.
he has a pizza place.
What?
Miss, it
What
has a
happened?
pizza place. Just a place, not.
Uh,
It doesn't have a pizza place. Oh, okay.
Pizza? Why pizza? How?
When you like Leonardo's, it came
Ah.
Leonardo's Pizza Place.
No, no, because there's a restaurant he named himself Leonardo, but it doesn't mean that he's Leonardo da Vinci. Let's say Da Vinci.
Miss,
Yes? Yes? Who's talking, Judy?
when you said it was the last page of the story, there's another page after it.
Really? Okay,
It's
I'm
just
sorry
the
because
last
I don't
page of
have
the
the book
story.
on me, so.
Yes. It's
Oh,
about
okay.
someone.
Okay, okay, okay. طيب, let's complete this.
In 1977, Charles Dent, an American and a big fan of Leonardo, saw a magazine article about him. When he read that Leonardo died grieving for his horse, Charles said, "Let's give Leonardo his horse." But Charles Dent died before work was finished. Later, a sculptor from New York City, Nina Akamu, carried on with Charles's dream. Many people contributed money to help her finish. Finally, on September 10th, 1999, in Milan, Italy, in front of huge crowds, the horse was unveiled.
Wow.
At last, Leonardo's horse was home.
So after all, it has a
They
happy
made
ending.
it.
Since you all
Yes.
love the happy endings, they give you a happy ending.
No, we love the side ending.
No, happy
Kind
ending
of.
is fine and nice. Actually, when
Yes.
Leonardo died, after Leonardo died with how many years? More like 500 years. A man
What?
came,
Whoa.
yes, because he died
Yeah.
at 1519.
19.
And this man, he came at 1977.
1999. Oh,
So it's
77.
more than 500 years. A man came and
Yeah.
he read an article about Leonardo and about his invention, and he was wealthy, this man. And he said, "You know what? Let's give Leonardo his horse. Let's start to make this horse out of scratch and make it again just to honor Leonardo's memory." So he made and started with that horse, but he died before he
It's
finished it.
actually.
But another woman, she came, she was architect, and she said, "I will carry on the job. I will complete it." Her name is Nina Akamo. Okay, and she carried on the work until she finished it in 1999. You see, this person came in 1977. He started the work, didn't finish it, and in
Yeah.
1999, يعني how many years after that? More than 500 and something. A woman came, her name is Nina. She made that horse in 1999, and then she made it as a gift for Milan in Italy and made it again in front of people to show them the horse. And she gave for Leonardo his honor that he deserved. These are some inventions of Leonardo's
Miss.
time. You see right here, he has some flying plates, UFO, أطباق طائرة he made. You see all of this
What
different
flying place?
flying objects he made it. He
Oh,
said
yeah, I
that this
know.
object can fly. يعني كأنه مركبة فضائية. He made it. This is before 500 years ago. He has all of these inventions. He invented something like this, a bow that can work by itself, and
Miss, can
it
you show
doesn't
us a
need.
picture of the horse that he made?
Yes, I will show you in the YouTube.
I wish it was real. Like they had cameras or something to
Yes, they have
record
it at
it.
that time, 1999. Yes, they have. I believe that
Wow.
we will have a picture right now. Leonardo's horse by
Let's see
Nina
it.
Akamo.
Miss, is still the horse is it still
This is the horse.
Whoa, look at the horse. Whoa. So cool. This is the horse?
Yes, this is the one that they made it in 1999.
We know
With their
Leonardo da
hands?
Vinci as a painter and engineer, but few know he had a grand and unfulfilled vision to create the world's biggest bronze horse. He planned to cast the 80-ton Colossus in one solid piece of bronze, a feat unimaginable at the time. Captivated by his dream, the Duke of Milan allotted bronze for Leonardo, but in 1499, the bronze had to be cast into cannons to defend the city. Leonardo's dream was lost. Then in 1978, Allentown native Charles C. Dent read about Leonardo's lost horse. As a pilot, art collector, and sculptor, he felt a connection to Da Vinci and decided to finish what the great artist had started. With help from Da Vinci's scholars, he sculpted an 8-foot clay statue he believed captured the spirit of the original. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish the statue before his death in 1994. Dent's passion and persistence inspired others to carry on and fulfill Leonardo's vision. Nina Akamu, a talented figurative sculptor, was hired to complete the project. Unfortunately, when Dent's model was scaled up to full size, it was found to need changes, but the material used in the enlargement could not be practically modified. Using Nina's model, the Talix Art Foundry cast a 15-ton sculpture in 66 sections. As a nod to Charles and Leonardo, she engraved their names inside the eyes of the beast. Today, the finished horse still stands in Milan, Italy, as a tribute to Leonardo da Vinci and a gift of thanks from the American people to the people of Italy for the Italian Renaissance. The beauty and wonder of Leonardo da Vinci's horse is also found in replicas dedicated throughout the United States and around the world.
Okay, let me
From
show
the
you.
American
This shape of the horse, this is the shape of the horse that Leonardo
Oh,
drew.
Lord.
That the Leonardo drew in the first place. It was like this, exactly the same muscles, the hair, all these details Leonardo drew. And they brought all of these sketches and they made the horse on the same sketch that Leonardo made it. And you see how hard to make these muscles? And remember, those people, they made it with metal. At that time, Leonardo made it all with mud and clay. So it was so hard to make these things and these little details, but he made it. So
Yeah.
he was nothing but a loser. He wasn't a loser. He was a creative, a smart person. But because he wanted to achieve this horse so bad, he felt himself that I achieved nothing. But when you come to his legacy, you can understand that Leonardo left many things and many inventions in his life. You can even read about him in Google, or you can read about him in YouTube. You will find a lot and tons of inventions. These are some of his sketches, by the way. He drew himself. This is how when he became older, he drew himself. This is one of his pictures.
Miss,
And then he drew anatomy for a person. And then he drew some flying objects, some flying airplanes. All of this he made it by himself.
Miss,
Yes?
if we went to Italy, will we find his horse? Yes, that was my.
Yes. You will find it in Milan, and you will find it also in Venice. You find
Miss,
they made duplicate
Yeah.
figure and duplicate status of that horse. So they put it in several places. Yani right now this is in Milan. You have a duplicate one in Venice, Italy, and a duplicated one in Grand Rapids, Michigan, America. And you have another one in Sheridan, Wyoming, in Canada, and this one in Allentown in Pennsylvania in America. You see, they made several horses, not only one. because خلاص now they know how to make it, and they make a smaller one. They didn't make it so huge like Leonardo. They make
Yeah.
a smaller one, so it's easy. So they put it all in these places just to honor. This is another one
Miss,
in Vinci in Italy. Vinci is the village of Leonardo da Vinci. So they put a horse in there just also to honor him, and to remind people about this great personality.
they named the village after him?
He was named after the village. Remember, when we
Oh.
took the story at the beginning, we said Leonardo came from Vinci village. So he is Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci in the Italian language, da it means from. So his name is Leonardo da Vinci. So
From
Leonardo
Da
from
Vinci.
from from Vinci. This is his name. Because at that time people would name themselves from the country that they come in from, like we have in Arabian culture. We have people who came from Baghdad, for example, they call him al-Baghdadi. People who came from Khorasan, they call him Khorasani. Why? Because, or for example, from Dimashq, they call him ad-Dimashqi. Why? Because they name the people from the places that they came from. This is in the past. That's why we will have some names like this.
Miss,
Okay.
can
Around
I
the
ask you
world.
something?
Yes, please, because we have
If
another
we like,
period, so tell me so
if
fast.
we like, go